The biggest piece of advice I could give new players who want to try Kel'Thuzad is don't. Look, there's plenty of other easier heroes to learn the game on, and if you're still at the part of the process where you're trying to learn simply where you can stand, Kel'Thuzad is not the hero to pick. He is an incredibly impactful and powerful teamfight hero, and the trade-off is he's so squishy. A bag of brittle bones. And since teamfighting with this hero is a requirement, not a suggestion, if you don't know what you can get away with, you're going to be seeing a lot of this. For those of you crazy enough to climb the unending learning cliff of Kel'Thuzad, you'll be rewarded with a hero that does insane damage, has more crowd control than anyone, I think, with the ability to delete 2/5 of the enemy team before the fights even start. And the reason we don't see more Kel'Thuzads is specifically because of the psychic scar he left on the player base. It was crazy at release, guys. Buildings weren't safe. Well, I guess they aren't anymore, again. Those of us that have been playing forever remember release Kel'Thuzad, and that's the reason why your enemies seem to get a 2000 MMR bonus whenever you play this hero. They will always be ready for your chains, they will always have a movement ability in their pocket, and there will always be someone ready with a stun, silence, or burst of damage to interrupt your combo or send you back to the core. You won't even be safe inside your team. I can't stress enough how fragile KTZ is. It is always morally correct to dump every cooldown into the Lich. Outside of, maybe, Orphea, the Kel'Thuzad has the highest kill potential of any mage in the game. It's simply a matter of getting good. And there are a couple of things you can do to make your life easier. Some easy-to-apply talented slows to facilitate skill shots, letting your team hold the enemy down for you, using them as bait, whatever it takes to get those stacks as quickly as possible. Finishing your quest is so important, if you have to, it's absolutely worth dying early game for a handful of extra stacks. But you say don't die! Yeah, you have a job to do. When you pick Kel'Thuzad, you are telling the enemy team, I'm going to kill you. And if you don't make good on that promise, you should have just picked a different hero. This is one of those heroes where hitting your abilities is doubly important. Even if you don't get the kills, the amount of crowd control and disruption Kel'Thuzad puts out easily sets up his team to finish off the other. He is a team-fighting powerhouse, and I know you want to be the guy. I know you want to be the Lich that cows the enemy team through sheer presence, as you've taught them that if they show their faces, half their team will die. But you're not the guy. Not yet. That's why you're here. Beginner's Guide. So first you should focus on finding where it's safe to stand, and practice the combo. Death and Decay is a 20 mana 5-second cooldown skill shot that explodes on contact with an enemy, dealing area damage in a burst and then area damage over time. The pool of Ick lasts 2 seconds and ticks every half second. This is wave clear, this is burst damage, this is the spell you'll be using after you miss everything and still need to contribute to the fight. Positioning is important to maximize the area damage, but this can put you out of position, and the spell's cooldown and mana cost is so low, it's really not worth stepping into danger to get a little bit more out of the AoE. Frost Nova is a 50 mana 8-second cooldown Toonie-shaped spell that slows people with the outer ring and roots them in the center. Great for zoning and wave clear in a pinch, or while you're waiting for your chains to cool down. You can start fights with it, but it's best used as a follow-up spell. And you can start the CC chain on your own with Chains of Kel'Thuzad. This is the hero's definitive spell. The ability to yank 2 heroes together and stun them is no joke. And reliably chaining 2 people into your Frost Nova root is the mark of a learned Lich. In a fight, this can all but guarantee a double kill on an unprepared enemy. And because of this, everyone is watching for your chains. As soon as they see you miss, the enemy team knows they have 10 seconds to kick your ass. There's a lot of jank with this ability between interactions with terrain and structures, unstoppables, and cleanses. There's a lot. Far more than I'm aware of, and far too many for this video. Though I should mention the icicle stuff. After completing half his quest, Kel'Thuzad gets a new ability, Glacial Spike, a 30-second cooldown pathing blocker that can be hit with chains, either to bring the enemy to the spike or bring the enemy to the spike. It is actually better to hit a hero first and then chain them to the ice, as the chain will have a longer pull due to the spell casting from the edge of the hero's hitbox to the edge of the icicle's hitbox. If you do it the other way, the chain casts from the center of the icicle, so it's just a little bit shorter. Whenever you see Kel'Thuzad pull off a chain that makes you say, that's bullshit, this is why. Shadow Fisher, the cool ultimate, the danger ultimate, the one you pick when you want to kill your enemy dead. This 40 mana 16-second cooldown ultimate is ready to use every other combo. Unless you hit the spell, then its cooldown is set to 1.5 seconds. Because of this and its global range, this spell is fantastic for stalling out objectives, and it deals pretty good damage. The fact that it's on a 16-second cooldown basically means it's another basic ability, so don't be afraid to use it. You're waiting for your other cooldowns anyways, I saw you miss those chains. Wow, this ult seems incredibly powerful, and it makes me feel really fucking cool. Why the hell should I pick the other one? Because it is insanely powerful, that's why. It is a massive point and click AoE root on a 50-second cooldown. Less than a minute is pretty good for an ultimate. It still deals a decent amount of damage, and all enemies hit by the Frost Blast will be rooted for 2 seconds. More than enough time to get your team into position or to set up a full combo. This ult is so damn reliable, I've seen it end fights before they even start. Kel'Thuzad Frost blasts the first hero he sees, chains them and roots them, and it's over. The short cooldown for an ult means if it whiffs or is countered, it's not a huge deal. It's also a great defensive tool to get those pesky backliners off your frail bony ass. Long-range point-and-click homing root. If you can't see why this spell is so useful, I can't help you. Kel'Thuzad is not a beginner-friendly hero. He must spend as much time as possible in the thick of the fight, landing all of his spells against prepared and experienced foes. Each one waiting to capitalize on that first mistake to jump your bones. But Frail isn't helpless, and once you get used to his timings and unique skill shot, you'll be begging for the enemy team to attack you, as it only makes it easier for you to kill them. Don't miss. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, there's a hell of a lot more. We're about halfway through the hero roster at this point. And I even have stuff not related to HOTS. What? Other video games? I'd never. Give those a look if you want to support the channel, and let me know what you think in the comments. That's all I got for you for now. See ya!